Roberts.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for again being here. Let's tidy up some loose ends, and we've got a fresh set of questions coming in May. I asked at the previous estimates whether CASA was aware of all the incidents in relation to Qantas on a list that I circulated. Miss Spence told me that these were all ones that CASA was aware of, yet in the answer to a question on notice, SQ 23003791, CASA clarified it actually wasn't aware of 5 of the provided incidents. Can you clarify whether those events were then self-reported or CASA had to make inquiries to Qantas to initiate those reports?
Sorry, Senator, I don't think that was at the last hearings. Wasn't it the hearing before that you raised those issues?
It was October, November 2023.
Wasn't at our last hearings, I don't think.
That's what Senator. I've got the date on the Hansard reference written.
I'll have to take that on notice, Senator. I don't have the information in front of me, so apologies.
So what the answer, presumably from CASA, says that 4 of the 5 incidents, they say in brackets afterwards, this event has now been reported. So at the time it wasn't.
Sorry, I genuinely don't have that document in front of me, so I can't.
I'm telling you what the document says.
I know, and it's very difficult for me not having it in front of me being able to explain.
Would you like to make a copy of this?
Sorry, I'm just looking for it as well.
I know the document you're talking about, but I genuinely thought it was
a bit further back.
Yeah. A bit further back. And my recollection, Senator, was you raised a list. We said we thought most of them would have been covered, and then when we went through them, the reason we took it on notice was to test which ones we were aware of and which ones we weren't. So, and the
Ms.
ones
Spence,
that were.
I'll remind you that I asked you if you'd seen these incidents on the document. Without looking at the document, you said no, these are not on the document.
I doubt very much.
And then I said, would you please look at the document before answering? How can you have any credibility with me?
Obviously, I don't, Senator.
No, you don't. You don't have a lot of credibility with many pilots either.
Thanks, Senator. I'm sorry, Senator, I just genuinely don't. I'll take on notice what it means when we say this event has now been reported.
What I want to do is refer to, you also told me that the frequency of incidents on the list that I gave you before you'd seen it was not out of the ordinary. If some of the incidents weren't reported to you, then it's hard for you to say that there isn't an increase in frequency, correct?
Correct, Senator.
Thank you. If you look at the last one there, the October 2022 Perth-Sydney incident remained unreported. What is the status of your investigations on this incident?
We don't investigate, Senator. The ATSB investigates.
So you didn't chase it up with Qantas?
As I said, I take on notice what it means to say what it means when this event has now been reported and what we did. But at the end of the day, we do not do accident investigations or incident investigations.
So perhaps, Senator, if I could...
So I'm going to ask the questions here. That might be the question you'd like me to ask.
No, Senator.
I'd like to know, have you inquired about that incident?
And, Senator, I just said I'd take that on notice. I don't know.
Okay, let's move on. Do you believe that senior leadership of the agency that is meant to be regulating aviation, that's your agency, having access to the exclusive Qantas Chairman's Lounge and Virgin Beyond Lounge creates a conflict of interest?
No, Senator.
You don't? Not even a potential perceived conflict of interest?
No, Senator.
In May 2022 Senate estimates, your evidence, Ms Spence, was that all gifts and benefits were listed on your website under the Gifts and Benefits Register. That wasn't true, was it?
I thought that they all were on the list, Senator. I haven't deliberately misled the committee. If something wasn't included, I apologise, but everything is certainly on the register now.
Now?
And has been for some time.
If you put it on the register, that means you think it was a gift. But you told me it wasn't a gift.
We were pretty clear in our written response that those memberships predated people joining CASA, so we clarified that.
I'll get to that. But that's clarified in your opinion. It doesn't clarify it so far as the Public Service Association is concerned. So senior members of the aviation regulator had been given access to exclusive airline clubs that aren't available to the public, and this was kept a secret from Australia, yet you maintain that this doesn't create even a potential conflict of interest.
Senator, I don't accept the premise that it was kept a secret.
Okay, we'll get to that one too. This explanation from the Australian Public Service Commission is very important. I quote, "Public confidence in the Australian Public Service agencies and the Australian Public Service more broadly can be damaged when gifts and benefits that create a conflict of interest are accepted or not properly declared. The appearance of a conflict can be just as damaging to public confidence in public administration as a conflict which gives rise to a concern based on objective facts." End of quote. Having gifted access to exclusive aviation lounges is obviously a conflict of interest when you are the aviation regulator,
Well,
regardless
no, Senator,
of
we're
whether
the aviation safety
regardless of whether the
regulator.
benefit predates the official employment, and this was not declared.
I genuinely don't recall us not being on the register of me having Chairman's Lounge and Virgin Beyond Lounge membership. I certainly was when I was in the department when I first received those invitations to join those. It's always been something that I've declared in any of my potential conflict of interest, notwithstanding I genuinely don't believe it creates a conflict of interest.
Let me continue. It's very concerning to me that you tried to tell this committee that all benefits were declared on the gift register at a time they clearly were not. You made no mention of the fact that you'd updated the register with these gifts. You had updated the register with this.
Senator,
Mr. Margell, I'm trying to talk. You just quietly updated the web page and tried to act like they had been there properly the entire time, and that's not the case, is it? The gifts weren't on the register at the time you gave evidence to this committee that they were.
Senator, I have to take it on notice. I genuinely don't recall I genuinely thought that they were always on the register. If they weren't, they're certainly on there now, and it's never been a secret that I've had those lounge memberships.
Well, it seems, Ms Spence, that it's contemptuous of this committee for you to try and just quietly update this information in the secretive manner that you have. Why not alert the committee that the previous evidence was incorrect and issue a clarification, which is what most honest public servants do?
So, as we said in our response to your question, nothing was declared on the CASA gift and benefits register, as no lounge access had actually been provided to CASA executives or board members as a result of their role in CASA.
That is a furphy, Ms Spence.
It's not a furphy, Senator.
You make out that they had them before they joined CASA.
They did. I did.
They still have them.
Yes.
They still have them.
Yes.
They weren't declared. And then when you updated it to declare them, you didn't advise the committee. You just did it quietly.
I'm genuinely sorry that you feel that I've misled the committee.
It's not my feelings that matter.
Well, I apologise to the committee unreservedly, but it was never any intention to mislead. And as I said, the issue, as far as I can recall, because that you list things as they are provided to you, because they already were in the possession of myself and some of our board members prior to them actually being on the board. They must not have originally got listed, and now they are on there. And I have nothing else that I can say.
Last question.
Sorry, if it does this. Okay, thanks.
It brings much of your evidence that you've given to this committee, Ms Spence, into question if this is how you deal with answers that you later find are incorrect. We wouldn't even know this unless someone had trawled back through the Internet archives. You've apologised. Is there anything else you need to apologise for in our exchanges?
No, Senator.
I don't see you as a credible witness with your evidence, Ms Spence.
What I might do, Senator Roberts, I think, due to the hour, I kept saying all day that we have got the report to behave. I can't even think of the bloody report. You know what it is anyway. And I just think, Senator Roberts, you have made your point. Miss Spence, it's sloppy. Yep. Let's get over it. The behaviour of politicians in this building in the last few years is pretty questionable too. But anyway, Senator Roberts, do you have any?
I'm finished my questions. Okay, thank you, Chair.